Welcome back now for your 5-day weather forecast. We go outside to Alyssa Capistrano.
Thanks, guys. It's quite the gloomy Friday today, and we are experiencing some light rain showers right now. But the weekend is going to look much more different. Let's take a look at your 5-day weather forecast. Today we're going to have light rain with a high of 9 and a low of 6. On Saturday, we'll have rain with a high of 4 and a low of 0. For Sunday, it'll be bright and sunny with a high of 5 and a low of -2. And for the start of the week on Monday, it'll be sunny again with a high of 9 and a low of -1. And for Tuesday, we'll have isolated showers with a high of 8 and a low of 1. Well, it looks like we can finally put our winter clothing away as seasonal temperatures are right behind the corner. Have a good weekend, everyone. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Alyssa. Can you live without electronics for 1 hour? That's what the World Wildlife Fund is urging as a part of its annual Earth Hour. Hugh Smith has more.
It's that time of year again. The World Wildlife Fund is urging people from all over the world to turn off their lights for 1 hour on Saturday as part of Earth Hour. Started in 2007 in Sydney, Australia, Earth Hour has since grown to include countries from all over the world. And this year will be bigger than ever before. With concerts and celebrations planned worldwide, dozens of crowdfunding environmental initiatives, and even Spider-Man is Earth Hour's ambassador. To participate in Earth Hour, simply turn off your lights, TVs, computers, and devices between 8:30 and 9:30 on Saturday. While environmentalists certainly endorse Earth Hour, what do Humber students think? I took to the halls in the North Campus to find out.
Yeah, it is important. I think so. It is something that everyone should participate on and do it.
The younger peers are starting to pick up on it for sure. In public schools and high schools and stuff, it's definitely a bigger thing now.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's more so just the fact that people don't even think about it, don't even remember it. Like, if they know about it, a lot of people do participate. But otherwise, if you don't know about it, then you don't know about it, right?
I participate every year, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, do you think Earth Hour is as popular as it was when it first started?
I think so. I think also with social media, it's gotten even more popular because people can tell other people about it, then more people are aware of it, and then, yeah.
The consensus we got from the people we spoke to was that Earth Hour is something that's important to them. If you want to find out more about Earth Hour, including ways you can get involved, go to earthhour.org. Hugh Smith, Humber News.
Thanks, Hugh. Turning now to international and national news. With the Quebec Liberals leading the polls, leader Philippe Couillard was the brunt of the attacks in last night's debate. Parti Québécois leader Pauline Marois, Coalition Chief François Legault, and Françoise David of Quebec Solidaire all took aims at Couillard's financial practices and his choice to keep his earnings in an overseas bank while working in Saudi Arabia in the early 90s. Other heated topics included Quebec's political independence as well as the much contested proposed Charter of Values barring religious garb in the workplace. The election scheduled for April 7th is still reportedly a race between the Liberals and the PQ.
A wrongful conviction in 1970 has led a Nova Scotian man to sue the provincial government and the RCMP. Gary Gaston Barton spent 40 years in jail after being convicted for the rape of a 14-year-old girl. The RCMP reopened the case in 2008, and new documents revealed Barton's accuser had been sexually assaulted by her brother and not Barton. The woman admitted to police that her brother was the father of her child, and she accused Barton because her father did not want to believe the truth of her pregnancy. The case is set to proceed in the Supreme Court of Nova Scotia on April 7th.
A new lead has been discovered in the search for the missing Malaysian Airlines flight MH370. Investigators have moved the search to an area 1,100 kilometers to the northeast. It's believed that the aircraft was moving faster than previously estimated, which would have reduced the possible distance the aircraft could have traveled. 4 search aircrafts are now over the new area, with 6 more due to fly there over the course of the day.
Officials say today the death count will surpass 25 from the mudslide in Washington state on Saturday. Nearly 90 people are still missing and rescue efforts are ongoing. The area experienced rain yesterday, which made the mudslide worse and slowed down the search. The rain continued today, but at the moment there is no risk of further slides. It's been nearly a week since the tragedy and days since survivors have been found.
More than 6 million people have now signed up for Obamacare, reaching the goal before the March 31st deadline. Last days leading up to the deadline for the health insurance policy saw a surge of enrollments. as only 106,000 people signed up in the first month of the launch. Over 1.5 million people visited healthcare.gov on Wednesday. Individuals who have started applications have until Monday to finish due to technical issues. Now with our sports news, here's Therese Yastrzewski. Therese, good day to be a Raptors fan.
Oh, you got that right, Corey. Playoff dreams aren't yet extinct for the city of Toronto. A win tonight against the Celtics will clinch a playoff spot for the Raptors. Tip-off is at 7 tonight at the ACC. However, while fans in Toronto may be rejoicing, one team whose playoff hopes are long dead is the Philadelphia 76ers. They have now lost 26 games in a row, tying a record set in the 2010-2011 season by the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Habs were in Detroit last night to take on the Red Wings. The 5-4 road win shone a gleam of playoff light for the Buds. That light will get brighter in the win again if they win against the Flyers. Puck drops at the Wells Fargo Center at 7 o'clock. Canadians continue to shine in Japan at the International Skating Union World Championships. Ice dancers Caitlin Weaver and Andrew Poget twizzled into second place after their short program. This morning also featured the men skating their free programs. Japan's own Yuzuru Hanyu won the gold, and Canada's Nam Nguyen placed 9th overall in his first time competing at the senior level. 2 weeks ahead of the Masters, Phil Mickelson's game isn't up to par. Mickelson shot 5 over 77 yesterday. One of the leaders was Pat Perez, sitting at 4 under 68. Perez teed off at 1:20 this afternoon, and he sits at 4 under, now 3 strokes back of Stephen Bowditch. Canadian Stephen Ames sits at 2 over 74, just under the cut line, and Mike Weir is at 4 over 76. Super Sweet 16 action continues after an exciting first night. The Cinderella story continues for Dayton after eliminating Stanford. Wisconsin fell short to Baylor, losing 69-52. The Elite Eight will also feature Florida and Arizona. Tonight, action starts just after 7 when the Tennessee Volunteers face the Michigan Wolverines. You can also catch Iowa State taking on Connecticut. Later tonight, Louisville will face Kentucky, and the Virginia Cavaliers will be looking to slay the Michigan State Spartans. Elite Eight action begins tomorrow night.
Thanks so much, Therese. So after the break, we'll get the latest in entertainment from Charlotte Anquetil.